About time.
Krane at the piano. And it's not a comeback, it's a return. Can I have that note again, please? Can I have the note after that? My song won't appeal to a lover of art. My song will make you feel like you feel in your heart. It won't have so much of Franz Schubert's touch, and I can begin with Irving Berlin. Oh, I don't want to sing this song, no. I want to talk about the George White scandals of 1931. That's where the song came from. Yes, this show was huge on Broadway. I mean, I have to list the stars in this show. I mean, the Gale quadruplets, Peggy Mosley, Hilda Knight. These are biggies. Come on. The Loomis sisters, Hazel Buffinger. All right, there were three up-and-coming people called Ethel Merman, Rudy Valley, and Ray Bolger. And there also was a chorus girl, a 15-year-old chorus girl named Alice Faye, who went on to some fame and glory. But years later, and I have to tell you, I knew Ethel Merman. I always have to get that in. I was friends with her in the last 2 years of her life because there was no chance to be friends with her after that. So I asked Ethel about this. I said, did you know when you saw Alice Faye that she was going to be really big? And she said, no, I never saw anything in her, but Rudy Valley did. So in this number, my song, all of the chorus and the whole company came down the staircase costumed as musical instruments. Ethel represented a tuba. I'm not kidding. Ray Bolger was dressed as a violin, and Rudy Valley was costumed as a man. The words may be rude, the tune may be wrong, but you find my heart in my song. Ethel Merman had some wonderful songs in that show, and that wasn't one of them. Anyway, I had asked her about all her shows, and she never said a word about George White scandals. So I had to go look it up on the internet and in real books. And then I thought to myself, no, I need somebody with me who's a fellow mermaniac. And so I thought, well, who could that be who's still alive? And I thought of a woman who I've known and I've written for, and she just came back from Chicago where she triumphed as Rose and Gypsy, and on Sunday we go back to Chicago where she's going to do a staged reading of a new musical I wrote with David Evans called Merman's Apprentice, where she will play Guess Who? And her name is Klea Blackhurst. Can we talk, Merman?
Was there anything else to do?
So in George White's scandals, I just want them to understand, it was 1931, and the year before, she was in...
She was an overnight sensation in 1930 in Girl Crazy with, by the Gershwin brothers, of course, singing I Got Rhythm.
And Sam and Delilah, and Boy, What Love Has Done to Me. And so now at this point, when Girl Crazy closed, she went on vacation with her parents.
Her very first big vacation.
Yes.
She bought a car, and they drove to Lake George.
Lake George, exactly. And they got there, and one day later, she left because the phone was ringing and ringing and ringing. There were no cell phones then, but she was texted by George White. And George White had the George White Scandals out of town in Atlantic City. They used to try out in Atlantic City. Nice place, why not? And it said, Ethel, we need you because the show's in trouble, and I need you to come out and take a look at it. So she went out there and took a look at the show, and you know what did she think of it?
Well, she thought it was in trouble.
Yes. and the solution?
Was write me some new songs and I'll come save the day.
Exactly. But there was somebody else singing songs in the show, and her name was Ethel Barrymore Colt. If you may remember, she was the...
You just don't hear enough about her.
She was Ethel Barrymore's daughter, and she was singing all the songs, and Ethel said, as long as you give me all her songs, I may do the show. And so they did. They got rid of Ethel. She stayed with the show, though.
She was a sport.
Yes, she was. You know, like Silver and Folly? She was actually in the original Follies.
I'm sorry.
Yes, it's really true. And but anyway, Ethel was so famous by this time. She made $1,500 a week for doing, in 1931, this is Depression money. And she was under contract to Vinton Freedley, who produced Girl Crazy, so they had to pay him off to the tune of $10,000. And what was she making in Girl Crazy?
$375 a week. Which is not bad, actually. I would take that right now, right here today. There's no shame in that figure.
$1,500 a week. And yeah, in 1930, and where did she live?
She lived with her parents in Astoria, Queens.
She was actually a very frugal girl. She knew to save her money. Well, the power was unbelievable at this point because she got to do a spot in Act 2 where it literally said in the program, Ethel Merman sings. And she sang any song she wanted in Act 2. But in Act 1, she did have one song she liked that she stole from Ethel Barrymore Colt at the end of Act 1. And if you think I'm going to leave the stage and let you do it, you're wrong. So
really?
No, really, I think we should do it together.
So, how'd you like to hear me do a duet?
Some time ago, a sad-eyed girl got up and asked this question.
What is this thing called love?
Nobody told the sad-eyed girl when she got up to ask this question.
What is this thing called love? And now I must request, what can the answer be?
I'll answer to the best of my ability. Listen to this. When a bull looks at a cow and says eventually, why not now? Ladies and gentlemen, that's love.
So when two cats upon a fence say we're in love, so let's commence now. Ladies and gentlemen, that's love.
And when a married couple haven't a pot but keep on singing, cooing, haven't we got fun?
When a rooster tells a hen,
Don't forget tonight at 10, ladies and gentlemen.
that's love. When a toucan at the zoo does what only toucan do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's love.
When a hippopotamus does what no one dares discuss, ladies and gentlemen, that's love.
This just goes on through nature. No one's to blame. And if you ask professors, they'll say the same thing.
When a porpoise and a whale started singing,
Love for sale.
ladies and gentlemen, that's love. Now at this point, the entire George White Scandals chorus came on and danced. But Klea, I always wondered, what did Ethel do while they danced?
I think it was her nails.
That's right. She went off, she had a whole manicure.
Let the kids dance.
And maestro played, and then she came back on with fresh lipstick and she sang.
Just think of all that happened in Noah's Ark.
And then
what happens each night in Central Park. When two rabbits on a date prove that 1 plus 1
Make 8.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's love. When a girl spends all her dough
For some fellas voted on now.
when a king says, take my throne, but please leave my wench alone. When a guy comes home one day and throws his wife's twin bed away. Ladies and gentlemen, that's love. The genie is out of the bottle right here. Thank you.
Now, interestingly, Ethel demanded one new song in Act 2, besides Ethel Merman's Sing the Spot. And she got it. And Klea, this one I want you to do. I want you to go get your instrument, please. And I'm going to set it up. And this song replaced a song called Hosanna. And it kind of encapsulates the whole depression. And he's in the union. It's okay. I'm set. This is for you. And I think you'll know this song when you hear it. Miss Klea Blackhurst.
Thank you. She saw the ukulele and she ran. I don't blame you. My grandfather was a ukulele player, and so I grew up listening to these songs and playing. I'm in love with the ukulele. He was born in 1909, which as I was researching Merman, I discovered she was born in 1909. But as I did some further research, I discovered she was also born in 1908 and 1912. So we don't really need to get to the bottom of that mystery tonight, but here's the song in my travels. I find people do not associate this song with Ethel Merman, but as you've heard, it's hers fair and square. Shall we tune it a little? They say ukulele players spend 1/2 of their life tuning and the other half of their life playing out of tune. So here we go. People are queer. They're always growing, scrambling and rushing about. Why don't they stop someday, address themselves this way? Why are we here? Where are we going? It's time that we found out. We're not here to stay. We're on a short holiday. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't take it serious. Life's too mysterious. You work, you save, and you worry so, but you can't take your dough when you go, go, go. So keep repeating, it's the berries. The strongest oak must fall. The best things in life, maybe to you were just loaned. So how can you lose what you've never owned? Oh, life